Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a soft control system for your hypercasual runner game, similar to this one. Also, I'm going to show you how to make curve road for your runner game, as you can see here. So let's get to it. This is our starting scene. As you can see, it's just an empty scene. Before making runner system, we need to import two important packages. First one is DreamTech Spline. So what you are going to do is go to Unity Asset Store, then search for DreamTech Spline, add it to your assets. It's a free asset, so you can easily use it on your project. Then you are going to import it. Okay, and another assets we are going to need is Cinemachine, and Cinemachine I'm going to use it for following the player. After importing our assets, we are going to make the road for our runner. And if you have any experience with the runner game, you will see that our runner road can be straight or some kind of curve, or maybe some kind of elevation of the road, like is going up, down, you know. So we are going to make the system this way that our runner control will work for every scenario. Right click on the hierarchy, 3D object, spline computer. As you can see, it's giving me an indication here, gizmos. We are going to make the road on the forward direction, right? So let's create 1 node, 2 node, 3 node, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 will work. Now press escape. As you can see, this is our spline computer. I'm going to press all, and I don't want any x offset, that because right now I want my road to be straight as an arrow. Later I'm going to show you how to make the curve road. I want my spline to start from 0 to 150 in z directions. So let's click on like 0.1 0 and 0.6 150. You can give any distance you like. Okay, now go to add component, and I'm going to search for spline mesh, this one. As you can see, there is a called channel 1. Right click on it and rename it to like road. Click add mesh, search for cube. We are going to use the Unity's default cube, and now click on the cube. We are going to scale like 5, and on Y we are going to like 2, and this will work. On UV, select for uniform V. Our road is now pink, but we want to give it some kind of road material. So let's make a material, create material, let's call it road, and I have a road texture here. I will give a downloadable link on video description so you can follow through. Click on the road material and drag and drop the cube texture on the base map. Leave the smoothness to 0. Click on spline, go to mesh renderer and drag and drop the road material. You can see our road material is kind of broken. As you can see, let's just modify the offset a bit. See which one looks good. Yeah, 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 works. You can see. Also, if you notice, like I have this kind of foggy thing, that's because in our system fog is active. Let's just disable it for now. So this is our road. It's easy as that. If you're making a prototype, you don't need to make like 3D object. You don't need to get the assets from your artist or something. You just make the cube and make a simple road. Now we are going to make the player. So create, right click on the hierarchy, create empty, and let's call it player. Reset is transform, and for now just take a 3D cube. We are going to change it to a 3D object later, but right now cube works. On player, add a component called spline follower, and on the spline, drag and drop the spline computer here. In our scene, we can't see our player. That because our player is on the start of the spline. So we need to like give start position to like 0.26. Yeah, now we can see our player. If we play right now, as you can see, our player is following the runner game. On runner game, player always go forward or follow the roads. Okay, there can be curve, there can be up and down, but player doesn't stop. It's always going forward. And the main reason actually I'm using this spline, that because there can be a curve on the road, but if I move our player from transform that forward, then I have to write extra codes for like going to turn. But if you use spline, you don't have to use any of that. Our road is ready, our player is ready. Now we are going to make the main codes for our Swerve control. Let's create a script called like movement manager. Create an empty object on the hierarchy. Just call it also. It compile first. Reset is transform and call it movement manager. Drag and drop your script and open a script. This is our movement manager, but before we start writing code, let's see what we are going to do. Whenever our player is going forward, we are going to change the X offset here. We're going to control that. First, we're going to take reference for our player. Then we are going to take reference for our spline computer and spline follower. So spline computer, this is the namespace. Then we're going to take a spline follower. Whenever we are starting our game, we are not going to follow our spline. So follow false. We're going to take another variable called follow speed. Create a method called private start moving, and here I'm going to make this to true and follow speed. So spline follower dot follow speed to like follow speed. Now let's assign our player transform cube here, spline computer here, and our player spline follower here, and like follow speed to 5. Right now it is not following the spline, that because in our start we are making the follow to false. So what happens is whenever we are press the first tap on our scene, the player start following the. Now we are going to write our update method. We're also going to take a private boolean is moving. If our is moving is false, and if input dot get mouse button down 0, we're going to start moving and is moving equal to true. So if we go to our scene, so what happens in hyper casual games, like whenever we start our game, our players is idle, but whenever we click the first time, our player start following. Now we are going to make our Swerve control. If you are already moving, then let's say else if input dot get mouse button 0, we are going to take our X offset for our input position. For that we are going to need a variable, let's call it last position X, x. This is input dot mouse position dot x. If we are dragging our mouse button, so get mouse button 0, which is like move factor x equal to input dot mouse position dot x minus last position x. And let's just move factor x to like a class variable. So we need to create a method here called like private void swerve movement, and call swerve movement from here. And at the end of that, I'm going to last position x equal to input position x. Also, like if input dot gaze my button up, we're going to reset our move factor x to 0f. Now on swerve movement, I'm going to take like player pause. So player transform dot local position, then swerve value equal to move factor x into swerve speed into time delta time. Time delta time is for smoothing, and we don't have a swerve speed yet, so swerve speed, our target position x equal to player position dot x equal to swerve value, pose equal to new vector 3 target was x, player position dot y position dot z, and lastly we're going to player transform dot local position equal to new pose. Let's see if it works. If swerve is to like 1, see on the first click. So yeah, our offsetting is working. Let the follow speed to 0. Yeah, so we can drag our object. It's really smooth, but the problem is like two problem. One is goes outside the skin boundary, another one is on our first step snapping, but we don't want that. So this one is really easy. Like we need to set our last position x whenever we are starting moving. Okay, this one should be fixed now. Yeah, easy. For fixing this problem, like our player going outside the road, let's create a variable like public float swerve range, and we're going to clamp our x position, this one, within a swerve range. So target post x mathf dot clamp target dot x minus swerve range and swerve range. Also we need to find out our swerve range. Let's see. So if we go to cube, go to x, should be 1.5. so 1.5. if we now play, you see it's on the boundary. I can go outside the boundary. So as I told you, first we are going to use Cinemachine for following the player. So right click, Cinemachine, take a virtual camera, let's dive it near our main camera. We are going to take a look at our players. So on virtual camera, follow the player and aim. We're going to do nothing. For body we are going to use framing transposer. Yeah, but the rotation is not the way I want. Yeah, this one looks good. 0 and camera distance, let's see. And so X, it's 35. Yeah, 35 looks good. Now we play. See, our camera is following, and if our movement is speed to like, yeah, follow speed too. So now we are going to give our scene a makeup, just a simple thing. I have a shader, so I will give you a link for the shader so you can use it on your game. I created material from the shader. I'm going to assign it as our skybox material. Drag and drop skybox max. These are the settings, and on lighting I'm going to enable fog. These are the fog settings. Also give our follow speed to like 3. Now we are going to replace our cube with a character. I downloaded a character from Mixamo. You can see should be here, her. So disable our cube and idle to here. And for controller, I made a controller, and the controller settings here is 2 just animation, 1 idle, 1 first run, 1 boolean variable is going from. These are the settings, as you can see, and this one. So if I now should play, our character is moving but it's not running. So make it run. I'm going to take reference for our player animator, public animator, not animation clip. Anim. Going to set our anim dot set bull run to true. Assign our animator. By the way, if you don't know how to import assets from Mixamo, I have a video on that, like how to import assets and character and animation for your game for free. I will add the video link on the description. Yep, so follow speed, you can just, and now our Swerve range is not working, that because we need to our cube transform with Maria, and let's give our follow speed to a bit more. So it's not working correctly right now because it's already, we need to unpause the game. So like 7. One thing I noticed, like whenever our player reached the end of the road, so let me show you, like say speed is still keep moving. So like we can change, like on the end, on the reached, we can like say call it like manager, and let's create a script here, like call it private void stop movement. We're going to this here, run to false and follow to false. Going to make it to public, so we did compile and reach movement manager, stop movement. Let's give a speed up. See? Hey there, game devs. Before we dive deeper into today's content, I want to take a quick moment to share something with you all. Did you know that a whopping 90% of you right now watching aren't subscribed to my channel? Yes, it's 90%. And I only have like 350 subscribers. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing so far and maybe it's helps you solving your problem, please consider hitting that subscribe button below. It really means world to me and helps me to continue creating more awesome content for you all. For making a carved road, so what I'm going to do, just duplicate this spline one, just disable this one also on player, drag and drop the spline one, let's call it like spline 2. Also in movement manager, replace spline computer with spline 2. We're going to modify these points a bit. Before that, let's add some extra nodes. So if you click on plus, then go to insert. Now you can insert extra node on your spline. Now let's make it x offset something similar to this one, and yes, this looks okay to me, but as you can see, it just not smooth. So what you can do is go to on type, change from default ROM to B spline. So what it does is it smooth out the spline. Okay, also if you want to, you can also do the bezier, so you have a lot of other contours, but in my case this spline works perfectly. One more thing, that our road is still straight, so how can you change that? You have to go to road here on like extrude and count one. Here we're going to make like auto count. You can click on it and it will take the necessary amounts of cube mesh to make the spline. Okay, so as you can see, our road is now curved. So if I pay now, you can change, and also our camera is following. That's because we are using Cinemachine, so we don't have to write any other codes. You see, our curved road is working. Also, if you want to, like, you can change the height of the spline, something similar to this, and this one will still work. You see, it's cool, right? But if you are using like transform.forward, if you have complex levels similar to this, your system would not work. But if you have any question or need further instance, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.